There's no new story to talk about. There's no new discussions. Nothing new. Month after month, the same thing, repeat, same story. There's no new events also. Whatever events are happening, they are also not video filmed. You don't shoot photos enough. Photos don't get circulated enough. You don't do case studies. You don't do simulation exercises where you say, okay, one becomes customer, one becomes not do this. We will catch this on a video. Let other guys comment on what they liked about this discussion, what they didn't like about this discussion. You don't have product tests. You don't have a day in which anyone can do any role. Right? You don't have a boss bashing day where somebody says, okay, now we are going to bash the boss. We'll tell him what all he doesn't do good. There's a lot of less activity in companies which doesn't create enough opportunities for employees to get engaged. Just imagine if your college was like that, you would have run away, right? I mean, even in colleges, you did not tolerate everyday lectures. You will throw in a party, you will throw in a bunk, you will throw in a movie, you will fill in so much in that curriculum to make it interesting for you to continue. Right? You don't do that for an organization. So, in an organization, it becomes pretty much like a strict college which enforces a 95% attendance in boring lectures. Right? So, throw in, because nobody else will do that. In your company, if you have to throw in content, you are the guy who can do that. If your manager may not be, bold enough to come to you and say, oh, I want to do this thing and shoot it and circulate around. Right? And then groom managers, some of this is regular stuff. I mean, any business needs to groom managers. The time to scale is the time when you think the team which can scale. If you think you are going to scale, you will just get dead in the process. You will be overworked, you will work 20 hours. Someday you will feel, why did I open this business? And induct fresh talent at the last point. Whether you want to take trainees or you want to take management graduates or engineering graduates or advertising graduates, whatever, make sure every quarter or something that at least one fresh guy is coming into the system. And that makes the whole organization fresh. You revisit subjects like induction and things like that. Right? Make sure there is enough. Though in Indian context that's not a challenge because you're always hiring anyway. Right? And challenge conventions, like we did when we wanted to move the guy to finance role. We said we don't want to use the regular systems, so challenge conventions and use multimedia. Right? Use all the possible mediums available: video, audio, do your webcasts. Right? You want to address the team, choose different methods. There's new things to learn for everyone in that way. Feel free to ask questions in the group. Yeah, you run out of innovation, your fuel is over. Right? Startups run on innovation only. What else is there? Right? Everything else was there in other jobs. So, and a lot of times we think that processes mean now what will it's either process or innovation and all that. Right? Trust me, your processes can tolerate innovation. Your processes badly need innovation. We think of them as competitors. So when we want to look for innovation, we overlook processes. And because of that, processes remain dull and boring and obsolete. Processes as much need innovation itself. Right? So, and every time your process collides with an innovation, that's an opportunity. That's the time to work harder on it and create something new. So every collision in a startup organization is actually an opportunity. Right? When a customer collision happens with your product, you get a chance to either rework on the price or create a new product. Right? Same way, when an employee conflicts with you, there's something new coming up. Right? If you need to just dwell deeper into it. Corporates do not have the time and energy and the required bandwidth at managerial level to actually take advantage of this. So corporate collisions cause a lot of disruption. Startup collisions cause a lot of value. Right? It just has to be handled properly. Right? Overlooking that can be about overlooking opportunities. And innovate to build culture. So we would have heard of this thing called, build a culture of innovation. Right? I'm saying reverse. Build a culture of innovation is fine. That's a good statement to say. How do you do that? To do that, you innovate to build a culture. If you keep doing same things and think culture is going to get built, it's not going to get built. Right? So you innovate, you find out new methods. All these things which we attempted to do was in order to build a culture where our people are innovative, people are flexible, people don't need a huge machinery to do their work. They can work from wherever, anytime, anywhere. And so we innovated to reach here. Right? I think that's the innovation required. And try not to, if you have a team, if you have senior people who are running the business, try not to go to office just too much. I mean, there's nothing which hurts a business more than a founder just being at office all the time. Right? If you're just there too much, everyone will end up giving you only work, you only keep doing work. I mean, it just harms the company. So be on tour, travel, be in club, play, do whatever. I mean, just because you don't have anything else to do, just don't end up at offices only. That hurts the company. I mean, it doesn't let junior people grow up. Right? So meet at type forums enough, it will give scope, space to your company. They feel happy, they say, okay, Prashant is going, he'll be away for 3 days.
So you mean to say, if you are a CEO, act like a CEO.
Act like CEO? Yeah. Yeah, so.
Stay away and get with the other.
Absolutely. And provide advantage to your organization, right? Look outwards. Right? That's where you can play a larger role rather than becoming an operations man inside.
How
And
when do you receive entrepreneurs? Like if I start working with a startup and I do not plan to work with you forever and help your company grow. I work with a startup because I want to learn the nuances of the business, how it begins, how you get on the title and how you grow. And then I want to start up my own setup. And how when do you receive those kind of people? Like you look for employees only, but if I am not an employee kind of a person and I want to start up my own business, I learn from you and become competitive. How do you feel about that?
if you want to do that, I want to start Chandigarh. Right? You talk to me, I love to participate. You know what my challenge is? If you are an entrepreneur, by mind, if you have an entrepreneurial aspiration, right, I want to get you into plug HR. Right? Then it's my job to make the plug HR experience so attractive for you that you will always find that it's more entrepreneurial to be in plug HR than to actually go out and do something on your own. And if I fail to do that, you will become an entrepreneur, right? I will not be upset about it. But trust me, I mean, my job is actually not to hire employees who will make me work all the time. My job is to find entrepreneurs who will find it entrepreneurial enough to be in plug HR and run it like their independent businesses. Right? Whatever structure you require to convince yourself that this is entrepreneurial enough, I'll think about those structures. Whether it's stock options, whether it's revenue shares, whether it's flexibility, whether it's whatever you want to do. Right? That's the challenge. There are a lot of people like that who have entrepreneurial energy. Right? We lose them because we fail to work at the structure level. We are stuck on one particular method of hiring person only in one particular way. Right? There is no reason why Chandigarh, for example, for Plug HR cannot be a different company where you own equity, right? And Plug HR owns equity. It's your business, run. Right? There's no reason why it needs to be exactly in the same corporate structure, part of the same company which we formed 3 years ago. Because there is no rule which says I can't form another company, right? I can form another company. In fact, our US company which I am forming is actually a separate company which I and someone else will co-own in US, and then we are taking a license to represent Plug HR in US. So it even will have a different name actually. Only that it will license Plug HR brand to run US business. So there's a variety of ways by which you can feed to an entrepreneur's expectation, right? If you see your own structure growing, I am doing part of that, Plug HR is growing, it can be done. A lot of people do that. Why? Such seasoned professionals don't leave large groups and go out. They can always run their own companies. But a lot of groups have made it equally exciting and rewarding, right? With whole paraphernalia, available to you to do whatever. So you start Chandigarh, and tomorrow you want to say, I want to set up Himachal, right? Plug HR will make it so easy for you to do that.
But Prashant, the challenge that you, especially with startups, especially for based on creativity valuation, there are chances your manager, senior manager, which will take that out when plans. How do you, I mean, that challenge will always remain, and I'm sure that. How can you kind of reduce the risk? How can you manage such get the right, how do you really hide such kind of things?
So, one of the key roles for an entrepreneur is actually risk management. Right? All along you're doing that. No matter how much we interview, I tell my head of operations after 2-3 interviews we take when she asks me, are you sure? Are you sure? I tell her, I will never be sure. I said, when I hired you, I wasn't sure. I took a risk. Hiring you was a risk which paid off. Every time we hire, it's a risk, we will try that it pays off. End of the day, the risk is about 2 months, right? It's a 2 months risk that I take when I take someone else because it's not going to cost me 1 year to figure out, right? 2 months risk, that's all you need to fund. Right? So the other risk which you need to manage is about your IP. Right? One is there are structures to manage that. You can do enough documentation protection, registration of trademark, copyrights, etc. So you can do that. But any of that is actually not a hedge. So there is still a chance that somebody might take away your existing model. We have a model called PH8 which talks about how a good HR department can run, and it's about workflows, documents, templates. All managers of mine have access to it. They can also take away. But you know what? When I launched the PH8, there was nothing called PH8. So if let's say a company takes away PH8 and announces that now we have a PH8, right? It will take me a month to come back to the market and say, hey, PH8 is obsolete and dead, we have killed the product. Here is X, Y, 9. Which is superior, which has more functionality, which has something else. Right? So this is something which I learned from my telecom experience. In telecom, what is your IP? If you launch a rate plan, next day it gets copied. Right? You launch a data service, next day it is available. Right? So you don't have a sustainable differentiation. What you have is a sustainable innovation. Right? That you will have a battery of people constantly thinking about and changing rules so fast that anytime somebody wants to walk away with something, he will walk away with an old model only. Because you will be challenging your own models. Our biggest competitor is today PH8. So my product team doesn't own PH8 anymore because PH8 belongs to my operations team which is rolling it out. And for my product team, PH8 is a competitor. So their job is now to create a model which will be better and which will beat PH8. So the moment they do that, we will roll that product out at a larger price point, right, and hand it over to operations. So in absence of a real competitor, I have no choice but to treat existing products as a competitors. And that's what drives the product team to continuously think, can we do it better? Can we do it in a different way? Can we do it on mobiles rather than doing physically? So.
Just one thing. I think the question that they had was a little different, right? Especially when you guys said someone is working with the company, they leave the company, and either they take your clientele with them because they want to stand up in the market right in front of you, right? That was the main thing, right? I'll give you a very small example. I was working with a company and I left the company and I stood up as a competitor. That's what the old company actually thought. When I actually came up with my own stuff, I knew that I wanted to actually start up something which is better than the previous one. In that case, that previous company could not even do literally anything, though every document and everything was already signed. The point is, if the company is already actually doing something good, their clients are pretty happy with the company. They are getting a good service. I think there's only 2 to 5% chances that the client will actually go with the guy who actually left the company. Get the quality and other stuff that they maintain. But again, I'm just sharing my experience. My previous company owner actually thought that I was going to become a competitor, though I clarified that it's not about competition. Neither I'm going to get into the same thing. Neither I'm going out to build the clientele. I am about to start my own product, my own idea, my own stuff. But again, it was actually presented more like, or the person actually thought that I was going to be a competition. But again, my experience in that case, because that may happen with me as well. One of my employee may actually stand up tomorrow and say, hey, whatever you did with your company in the previous, I can do that with you as well. Okay, go ahead. But the point is, I am not serving those particular clients that was working with the previous company. Who I am serving, who is either not happy with that company, not because they were charging more, I was charging less, but again, they were either not getting something, then only they joined me. Otherwise, I have a whole new crew that I'm actually serving. So again, the point is, there's no solution to it until unless you and your company is so perfect that your existing stuff is not, you're not going to lose them. So in that case, I don't think there's anything an HR can do other than having the person sign a couple of documents. So basically, again, personal experience I'm sharing, so that may help someone.
No, so documents may not help. Some of the things can become like a deterrent, like non-compete doesn't work, right? I mean, India allows free, you can't restrict work for anyone, so non-compete is not worth discussion. You can put it, but now everyone knows it doesn't work, right? Non-solicit can work, right? Which means you can bar a person from going out and then pull in more people from your company, right? So you can put, that's a restrictive clause that courts, take a view on. So you can restrict a person from taking more people, and that HR can, enforce to a greater degree. Right? So that's doable. Other good handover can happen. If your IP protection is pretty much doable. But they are all to a certain degree. They are not absolute, guard for you. Absolute guard for you is your ability to innovate and do a different product, right? Or a better product, or continuously compete, right? And then there is a competitive strategy which a CEO must know about, which is about how to kill your competitor, right? That's a different game, but you should know how to do that, right? So there are ways that while your team is, building the business, you can constantly make sure that you're weakening your competitors, right? I mean, end of the day, what is your job as a CEO is to provide your company with a strategic advantage in the marketplace, right? So whether it's through collaboration, it's through preferential rate through vendors, right, or whatever, you will need to constantly be at it, and that will require energy. And so it's important that you free yourself from running the business. Otherwise, who's going to do that? Or spotting top talent in your competitor companies and figuring out how will you be able to get them to your company. Right? So somebody has to keep monitoring all that.
The stock options, are they a good motivation for the stock option person
So if you have thought through them very carefully and you can roll them out with a lot of attention and seriousness, they do act as a motivator. They also help you build some sense of ownership in people. But if you use them in lieu of giving some benefit or compensation to people and say, listen, don't take money but take stock options, then they have a limited effect. Right? And then people don't buy that.
Especially in startups, what happens is that there is actually, these are minority stakes and there is hardly any real value realization can happen out of these stock options. So I don't see employees getting really motivated in terms of financial terms or any sense of ownership. Yes, it can bring in, but at times for startup it's a really difficult. I mean, it's a tool which we all want to use, but a difficult one.
But you know what about the next case? Sometimes what happens is you're not sure because you are only making the plan. So you're not sure whether to make a plan to have a CFO or not. In that case, it's a good idea to go to some people in the entrepreneurial networks, let's say bodies like TIE and all that have charter members who would have played those roles with various companies before. Sit with them, ask for a mentoring session, let them go through your plan, let them suggest whether it's right, and take such session with 2-3 different people. You will get a perspective, right? You can use. I have used a lot of industry senior people as a pseudo board. Right? I just go there to them every 3, 4, 6 months, and I tell them I want to report to you today about Plagicha. Right? I ask them for suitable time, right? And they are very, very willing and cooperative. So they give me a time. I stand in front, like I'm standing in front of my board, and I give them a whole presentation. They poke holes. They tell me new thoughts. Right? And once in a while, what I do is every 6-8 months, if there are a lot of things new or etc., I just keep them in the loop. I just send a mail saying that what's new at Plagicha. So I don't completely lose touch with them. So they know something is happening, etc. So there's a whole. Now there are a lot of such opportunities available, and people have time. They have done their couple of ventures, so they participate there. And a lot of times through this network itself, you can also get the right person, right? Because it's difficult for a very senior person to get hired through a regular job hunting route. But through networks, somebody may say, hey, listen, for this particular role, I know somebody who's done a good work, who's right now looking for something different, startup role. Those connects can happen. Leverage what you have. Don't worry about competitors and big brands. You have so many things you spoke about. Right? You have a buffet that you can lay which a corporate cannot. Right? So that's our view on entrepreneurs. We personally feel that it's a great thing. So many entrepreneurs are emerging in the country across. As a brand, we want to associate with entrepreneurship so closely that we made a bid to run IIT incubator in Mumbai. Right now, Plug HR is the default HR department for all the incubating companies there. We are also now trying to expand that same model to other incubators in the country. We have also created a product called Plug HR Incubate, where if a college, business school or engineering college doesn't have an incubator, we will help them set up an incubator and run an HR department for them. So we are ready to even create the companies that we want to run on our platform. Right? So. And about competition, like you said, like I'm saying, you will create not just jobs but also future entrepreneurs. So people who work with startups actually also end up becoming entrepreneurs. Right? And so